Sonic the Hedgehog was at home, playing video games and eating snacks. He was happy and satisfied, but also a bit bored. He was waiting for his friends to come and go out with him for adventures. But they were busy with homework and couldn't come. Sonic got annoyed and decided to do something fun. He jumped from the couch and ran to his bedroom. He searched in his closet for his small treasure, which he had collected since he was a kid. He was collecting teeth that fell from him and his friends, and exchanging them with the Tooth Fairy for money. He was proud of his collection, and he was curious to see if he could find his old teeth. He opened the closet and took out the small box where he kept the teeth. He opened it carefully and started to look inside. He saw different and strange teeth, some big and some small, some white and some yellow, some whole and some broken. He was trying to remember who the teeth belonged to and what the story behind them was. But then he saw something that surprised him. Among the teeth, there was one that he didn't recognize. It was small and round, and it was beautiful and shiny. He lifted it in his hand and looked at it curiously. He didn't know where it came from and why it was in his box. He felt that it had something special, but he didn't know what. He held the tooth in his hand and started to talk to it. "Hey, who are you?" he asked. "How did you get here? Do you belong to someone?" He waited for an answer, but the tooth didn't reply. He thought that maybe it didn't hear him, or that it was shy. He got closer to its ear and repeated the questions. "Hey, who are you?" he asked loudly. "How did you get here? Do you belong to someone?" And then he heard something that surprised him even more. The tooth started to talk. It said in a small and cute voice, "Hello, I'm a baby tooth. I fell to you from the sky when I was on my way to the Tooth Fairy. I don't belong to anyone. I'm just waiting for the Tooth Fairy to come and take me. I'm sorry that I got to your box, but I couldn't control my fall. I'm telling you the truth. I don't want to steal your teeth." Sonic was shocked. He couldn't believe that the tooth was talking to him and that it fell to him from the sky. He thought that maybe he was dreaming or that someone was pranking him. He looked at it suspiciously and said, "I don't believe you. How can you fall from the sky? How can you talk when you don't have a mouth? How can you be a baby tooth and not belong to anyone? You're trying to trick me or to make me laugh. If you want to be in my box, you have to show me some magic or something." The tooth was surprised by Sonic's reaction. It didn't understand why he didn't believe it and why he was angry at it. It wanted to show him that it was telling the truth and that it wasn't bad. It thought of a way to prove to him the existence of the Tooth Fairy and to impress him with magic. It shook its tooth in the air and said in a loud voice, Tooth Fairy, come and see the cute hedgehog. He doesn't believe me that I'm a baby tooth and that you exist. He wants to see magic, so do him magic and make him smile." It kept shaking its tooth and waiting for the Tooth Fairy to appear. Sonic was surprised by the tooth's action. He didn't understand what it was doing and what it was saying. He thought that maybe it was trying to cast a spell on him or to cause him pain. He wanted to put it back in the box, but he was curious to see what would happen. He waited in suspense and looked at the shaking tooth. And then he saw something that surprised him even more. From the sky came a beautiful and sparkling woman who was wearing a white dress and a big hat. She had a wide smile and bright eyes, and she was holding a big bag in her hand. She was the Tooth Fairy. She came to Sonic's room and landed next to the talking tooth. She said to it in a warm voice, "Hello, baby tooth. I see that I arrived just in time. I'm the Tooth Fairy, and I'm here to take you with me. You're beautiful and shiny, and I'm sure you'll be happy in your new place. But before we go, I want to meet your new friend. Who is he?" The talking tooth showed its tooth to Sonic and said, "He's Sonic the Hedgehog. He's the fastest hero in the world. He collects his teeth and his friends' teeth in a box, and he shares them with the Tooth Fairy. He's nice and friendly, but he didn't believe me that I'm a baby tooth and that you exist. He wanted to see magic, so I called you to appear and do him magic. I hope I didn't cause you trouble." The Tooth Fairy looked at Sonic with a smile and said, "Hello, Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm glad to meet you. I see that you like to collect teeth and to share them with me. I appreciate your generosity, and I want to give you something in return. I can turn your teeth into money or gifts or anything you want. But I want you to know that the most precious teeth to me are the baby teeth. They are the teeth that symbolize growth, change, and smile. They are the teeth that I collect especially, and that I keep in a secret and safe place. So I'll ask you, are you willing to give me the talking tooth that fell to you from the sky? It's a baby tooth, and it needs to be with me. I'll give you anything you ask for. Just tell me what you want." Sonic was surprised by the Tooth Fairy's words. He wasn't sure what to do. He wanted to keep the talking tooth because it was special and funny. He wanted to hear more stories from it and to play with it. But he understood that the talking tooth didn't belong to him and that it was just passing by his way. He understood that the Tooth Fairy was right and that the talking tooth needed to be with her. He looked at the talking tooth and saw that it was smiling and happy. He felt that it wanted to go with her and to join her special collection. He decided to let go of the talking tooth and to let it do what it wanted. He said to it in a soft voice, "Baby tooth, I say goodbye to you. I'm glad that we met and that you were with me. I'll miss you and I'll remember you, but I understand that you don't belong to me and that you need to be with her. She's the Tooth Fairy and she knows what's best for you. So I'm willing to let you go with her and to be part of her collection. I don't want anything in return, just that you'll be happy. And maybe, if you want, you'll visit me again and tell me about your new place." The talking tooth was touched by Sonic's words. It said thank you to him and that it loved him. It wanted to stay with him, but it also wanted to go with her. It was torn between the two and didn't know what to do. It looked at the Tooth Fairy and saw that she was smiling at it with love. It said to her in a warm voice, Tooth Fairy, I'm happy that you came to take me. I want to be with you and to see your special place. But I also want to stay with the cute hedgehog. He was with me and he was nice to me. He's my new friend and I don't want to say goodbye to him. So I'll ask you, are you willing to let me stay with the cute hedgehog? Are you willing to share me with the cute hedgehog? Are you willing to be friends with the cute hedgehog? The Tooth Fairy was surprised by the tooth's question. She didn't expect such a question, and she didn't know what to answer. She was going to say to it that it could only be with her, and that it couldn't share itself with anyone. She was going to say to it that it needed to be part of her collection, and that it couldn't be part of the hedgehog's life. But she saw the expression of the talking tooth, and she felt its wish. She understood that the talking tooth was special, and that it could do things that others couldn't. She understood that the talking tooth could talk, smile, and love. She understood that the talking tooth could be friends with the hedgehog, and that it wanted to be friends with the hedgehog. She decided to give it the choice and to love it anyway. She said to it in a soft voice, "Baby tooth, I say hello to you. I love you, and I want to be with you. But I understand that you want to be with the cute hedgehog too. He's your new friend, and I see that you say hello to him. So I'm willing to let you be with the cute hedgehog and to be part of his life." And so they did. Sonic and the tooth became best friends, and they had a lot of fun together. They went on adventures and explored new places, and they met new friends and faced new challenges. They laughed and cried, and they learned and grew. They were happy and satisfied, and they never got bored. They were the best friends in the world, and they made each other very happy. And they always remembered the Tooth Fairy, and she always remembered them. And they all lived happily ever after. The end.